Are you looking for 8 best things to do in Halifax? Halifax is steeped in records, a good deal of which facilities across the sea, for in intensity have a take observed the city's watery past. Reserve some hours for the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. Another must-see anciental webpage is the towering Citadel, a citadelress used as a naval station in the course of the reign of the British Empire. If your records quota nonetheless is not stuffed, take an excursion of Alexander Keith's Brewery, one of the oldest breweries in North America. Halifax is likewise bursting with outside activities. Take a stroll via the public gardens, revel in a leisurely ferry experience to close by Dartmouth, living room at the sand at Crystal Crescent Beach, or revel in the harbor perspectives in the course of a walk down the waterfront's boardwalk. Here is the list of 8 best things to do in Halifax. 1. Halifax Public Gardens. The public gardens are a dwelling testimony to the Victorian era, and site visitors welcome the respite from the city atmosphere. Opened in 1867, this 16-acre public space, marked through an ornate metallic entryway, homes manicured flower beds, quiet walkways, a picturesque gazebo, and masses of ideal picnic spots. Locals and site visitors alike reward the splendor of the park and love the peace and quiet it gives inside the middle of the city. The Friends of the Public Gardens runs excursions of the grounds in the course of the summer. 2. Halifax Seaport Farmers Market. The Halifax Seaport Farmers Market becomes set up through royal decree in 1750, 12 months after the status quo of Halifax itself. Since beginning almost 300 years ago, vacationers and locals alike go to the marketplace to buy a variety of goods. On any given day, you may be kept in a position to shop for soaps, baked treats, sparkling produce, fish, rings, and greater from almost 100 vendors. Recent site visitors praise the form of wares each meals, and craft bought through sellers, and say it's for an extraordinary area to browse. 3. Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. It makes experience that Canada's oldest and maximum massive maritime museum is positioned in Halifax. The city's records drips with memories from the sea. By showing artifacts and imparting interactive exhibits, this uniqueness museum recounts the several shipwrecks off Nova Scotia's shores, the city's days as an industrial delivery hub, and its function as an army participant in World Wars I and II. But the show-off detailing Halifax's reaction to the 1912 sinking of the Titanic is, for lots, the spotlight of the museum. The show consists of artifacts from the unsinkable Deliver and recounts neighborhood efforts to get better misplaced passengers and closing elements of the Deliver. 4. Dartmouth. Sitting throughout the harbor from Halifax is Dartmouth, a small city that has been round seeing that 1750. There are number 1 motives to go to this Nova Scotia city. First, to revel in its herbal landscape, and second, to absorb its records. Known as the City of Lakes, Dartmouth is peppered with 23 character ponds, a lot of which can be surrounded through public parkland, and perfect for a picnic. Another scenic stomping floor is the Shubenacadie Canal, which become created with inside the early 1800 seconds to attach Halifax Harbor to Shubenacadie Grand Lake, and in the end the Bay of Fundy close to Nova Scotia's interior. Walking at the trails at Shubenacadie is a favorite hobby for lots latest site visitors. 5. Halifax Waterfront. The Halifax waterfront is a laugh-stuffed spot filled with cafes, restaurants, bars, breweries, shops, anciental ships, boat excursions, and ferries, now no longer to say buskers, and different avenue performers. It's right here that you may locate among the region's pinnacle sites that element the city's maritime historical past and its records as an immigration port. It's additionally a gold standard image stall for tourists because the harbor perspectives, artwork installations, and shiny orange hammocks offer the suitable backdrop. Recent site visitors say the active region is a laugh to explore, with masses of alternatives for eating, ingesting, and shopping, similarly to genuinely playing the perspectives. 6. St. Paul's Church. Founded in 1749 through Britain's King George II, St. Paul's is Canada's oldest Anglican church. The constructing might also additionally appearance easy at first, however structure buffs and historians alike will respect its construction. The church become modeled after London's St. Peter's Church. Its timbers had been imported from Maine, and different constructing materials, just like the church's bricks, had been made close to Halifax. 7. HMCS Sackville. HMCS Sackville, now a National Historic Site, is Canada's oldest warship. The warship is likewise the final of Canada's 123 corvettes, one in all many convoy escort vessels constructed in Canada in the course of World War II. Following the Deliver's struggle fare carrier in the course of the Battle of the Atlantic, the Sackville become used as a studies vessel till 1982. The Deliver become then restored to its wartime glory in 1983, and as seeing that served as a naval memorial, as site visitors tour via the preserved regions of the Deliver, which encompass a large number hull, a gun deck, And boiler rooms, they will study the everyday recurring and assignment sailors confronted in the course of the battle. 8. Halifax Citadel National Historic Site. Towering over downtown Halifax, the Citadel is a testimony to the city's army past. 4 forts have occupied this hilltop scene that 1749, while Edward Cornwallis, a professioned British Army officer, ruled the region. The citadelress that stands nowadays dates returned to 1856. Visitors can wander the Citadel's corridors and study Halifax's involvement in essential wars, along with the American Revolution, the American Civil War, and each World Wars. The on webpage Army Museum gives a more in-depth have-a-take-a observe the citadelress's records.